How you doing, folks? This is Ron from Ron's Beers. Got a beer to showcase today from Boston Brewing Company, or as a lot of people know it as, Samuel Adams. We got a winter lager. They're coming out with all their Christmas time beers, and this is one of the ones of the many actually that they brew. Let's look at the cap on this fine beer. It's a winter lager. You see by the Christmas tree, the front. It's a 5.6 ABV by volume, and it has some interesting fruits in them. They got some orange peel, got some spices of cinnamon and ginger, so it makes it a warm and festive beer. 12-ounce bottle, as you can see. Let me get a little information on this Jim Cook and company over there at the Boston Beer Company. Jim Cook spells his name K-O-C-H, as you probably already know. When he was going to college, he actually left college. I mean, his family had been 150 years in the beer brewing business, and he was would be the first cook's son that would be turning his back on beer. He actually left college, and but he just was smart enough to go back to college, and he did. He turned his self around, went back to college, and he graduated. He graduated from college, got a good education, and he began a promising career in management. He was consultant. It was a good job, but he always kept one eye open towards beer. Like I say, his family had been in the brewing business for 150 years, and it was surprising that he didn't go in that direction. And he always kept an eye out and kept an interest in the craft beers of what was, not necessarily, correction, not in the craft beers, on the beer industry itself, or what was going on, of major breweries being sold, and some major names disappearing, and the whole thing that was going on with the beer industry. But in 1984, he got his great-great-grandfather, Louis Cook's recipe for brewing a lager beer. And he actually brewed that up in his kitchen. And he gave it to his friends and family, and they enjoyed it. Enjoyed it immensely. And what he did was they pushed himself actually into brewing big bunches of batch, bottling it, and taking it to taverns, and bars and hotels, and places where people were enjoying alcoholic beverages, and they liked his beer. A lot of locations that he went to, a number of taverns in there liked it, and they said that yes, they would promote it and sell it. So, as I say, that's history, and you know what it is, how it is today with Samuel Adams beer. They're pretty popular nationally, maybe worldwide too. I think they have something going on with some of the foreign country breweries. But I won't go into that. I'll stick with this fine beer, what we're talking about. I mean, that's the history on it. So a little bit about the beer. This winter lager is a spiced wheat bock, actually. It's a spiced wheat bock beer. Like I said, it has 5.6% ABV. You can kind of move that over to slash direction of the ABWs, and that would be 4.4. It has 22 international bitter units. So this sounds like a pretty good beer. It's not too hoppy, but yet you're going to get the bitterness of the hops in that. Because the 22, and if you count calories, ladies or guys, it's 193 calories. So this winter lager, like I say, it's a spiced wheat bock beer. It's seasonal. They're only brewed from October to December. And the hops that they use with this, now this is a tough one to say. Spalter. I mean, that's probably one of the noble German hops. Spalter, Hallertau, Mittelfrüh. Now I'm going to spell that because it's hard to pronounce, at least for me. Mittelfrüh. I think it is Mittelfrüh. Okay, I got it. Mittelfrüh. And then being under the title of noble hops, as we all know, German hops. Sam Adams in this malt that they've used is Sam Adams 2-row pale malt. That sounds like something there, huh? Sam Adams two-row pale malt. And it's actually a blend that they've made. Then they got caramel hops, malt in this. And then they have another one that's it's Carafa, C-A-R-A-F-A, Carafa malt, and they got a malted wheat in this because, like I say, being a spiced wheat Bock beer, it's got malted wheat. It's got Weyermann, W-E-Y-E-R-M-A-N-N, Weyermann malt, and last Munich 10. So that's a number of malts there. When if you've counted them, that's a number of malts. The malt of Sam Adams 2-row, that's that malt blend. The caramel 60, the malted wheat, the Weyermann, the Carafa malt, and the Munich 10. You're looking at 7 different malts in this beer. What a blend, huh? Imagine that in this one beer, this one beer bottle that we'll be looking at. You're going to see that many. What that many malts makes the beer look like, smell like, and taste like. But you won't get the taste or smell it, but you'll see what it looks like. Then they have the special ingredients, like I said, orange peel, ginger, and cinnamon. Now they put a lot of cinnamon in beers, but sometimes they overdo it, and cinnamon can really cinnamon is nice, can really overdo and kind of wreck or ruin something, the flavor of something. But cinnamon is nice to have in there. It's good for you. The color on this should be a doobie. I meant to say deep and ruby. A deep ruby brown. And then that goes on the color scale is 23. I think they call it the SRM. What it stands for, I don't know right now, but I will find out. SRM is 23. Pair this up with foods. The entrees with this would be roasted duck or turkey or Thai food. Now, I'm not going to try to break this apart on the food pairings, but you go from turkey, roasted turkey, to Thai food. This fine beer can go with those foods. What a 180 degree from, I would think. I actually I have had Thai food, and it was sweet. Very not as similar to Chinese food, but somewhat on the line of Chinese food, but sweeter. I can't see how that has anything in bearing with turkey meals, but I guess they're talking about what goes with this beer, and I guess the Thai food is what they're saying. And of course, in the winter time around here that we all have is beef stew, the weather for beef stew, and porters and bocks. And like I say, this is a wheat Bock beer. Now on the desserts. Now, I could never understand desserts in beer. I mean, some beers like this are probably a dessert in itself, but they pair it, as far as the dessert to go with this beer, is carrot cake. Now, I like carrot cake. If I had carrot cake, I'd rather have a big glass of cold milk or a nice hot cup of coffee. Preferably, I'd probably have the hot cup of coffee. And then gingerbread. And also a big slice of apple pie. I don't know about you folks. I know a lot of people, particularly like my wife and a lot of young ladies, a lot of guys, I guess, too. They call it pie a la mode. They have ice cream. Most of the times, it's vanilla on the apple pie. Now, I like to have cheddar cheese on apple pie. You take the apple pie, if it's hot, you put some cheddar cheese on the top, sprinkle it on, and it will melt. If it doesn't melt, I put it in the stove and heat it up so the cheddar cheese melts. And I have basically cheddar cheese with my apple pie and a hot cup of coffee. That's delicious. Okay, we'll get off that tangent because I stay on these tangents sometimes so much that I kind of forget what angle I'm going on this beer. Okay, so with that said, let us at least finally get into the beer. Get a glass. We got one here. I got my son and his loving sweetheart given to me for a gift on Father's Day. It's the Rockingham Brewing Company. This is the one on the back that says, "Trust the Pig." Rockingham County. That's up in New Hampshire. Okay, no further ado. Let's look at this fine Christmas beer. All right. See the water vapors come out. Got that dark amber color. I'm not getting the aroma right yet. Not much of a head. Should have a 1/2 inch head on it. Doesn't appear to be much carbonation in this. Okay, let's get the drone up. It's a light brownish color on the head. Kind of creamy for what little head that there is on it. The head seems to be not dissipating too fast. It is dissipating. And there isn't much, it's got like a reddish way to it, but I'm thinking, I got some cans of Christmas Coca-Cola here. Get this out of the light. That might be affecting the color. So let me get this over here. It's basically with Santa and the Coca-Cola, so that's what that was. And I was thinking maybe the lights would, it was a little bit, but it almost looks like there's a reddish hues to it a bit. All right, well, no further ado, let's see what the aroma on this. If I was on the spices of the orange peel and the ginger, I'm mostly getting all those blends. Yes, the aromas of the malts, the caramel 60, the malted wheat, and I'm assuming the caramel malt, and then the Munich 10, definitely. And I'm assuming their own, their Samuel Adams 2-row blended malt. It's a pale malt blended, and that wheat malt. So I'm basically getting that. I'm not getting. Imagine the ginger and the orange peel and cinnamon will probably come out on the flavor. So, with no further ado, I'm going to bottoms up this and taste it. Sorry for my gulping and lip smacking. That is a ironic one, because this is basically, it's basically a sweet beer that isn't sweet. I guess I should say a sweet beer that's not overly sweet. Those malts have produced a sweet beer, and I don't like or care for sweet beers as a rule, but this doesn't come across overly sweet. It's a lager, but much different than the lager that I'm used to drinking. Definitely those spices that are in this have added to it. The ginger and the cinnamon to that bit of roundness on the sweetness. So, as far as a sweet beer, I wouldn't say it is sweet, even though, I know, it's ironic I'm saying a sweet beer, but not a sweet beer. It's not overly sweet. The malt has a great blend to them, but in the spices that are coming out are giving it an even flavor. The hops, I don't think, have much flavor to them. They do. The hoppiness is low. Even though it's 22 IBUs, it's and that's not low on hops compared to some of the other lagers. And it's a good beer. I like it. I will get it again. It's seasonal, so it's December now. I think it goes till mid-December, so it's probably no longer being brewed by Boston Brewing Company or Samuel Adams Beer. But that's okay. They have others. They have plenty of other Christmas beers and plenty of other lagers and other brews to be had, and I will be having them. So with that said, excuse me, I'm going to wrap this up because I have some treats. I've got this, my loving wife picked these up. My wife, some cheese doodles, and there's the cheddar, white cheddar, which I like. So she picked those up. I'll be having those. I'll be sitting here having those. Finishing the beer. And here's another Christmas brew. Christmas 2017. So, folks, with that said, have a Merry Christmas. Around here in New England, that's a big thing going on because it's Christmas, and everybody celebrates Christmas, so people go around saying Merry Christmas. So this is my hat for the time of the year. I just give a tip of the hat when everybody says to me at the stores, or people come to the house, or we meet people that we know, or you're out in the street. They say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I just give a tip of the hat. They read it. This is what I wear now at the time of the year. So, with that said, do not overdo it. You and the family, folks, are out in the YouTube world. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ciao.